Hello there.
So we know that the MonsterVerse is going to be continuing over at Legendary, but we don't know how many more films are actually going to be in the MonsterVerse. We do know that there is multiple projects on the way, but what does the future look like for Godzilla over at Toho, over in Japan, and what is the next Godzilla universe going to be? Well, I'm going to answer all of those questions in this video, so if you're new here and you enjoy Godzilla content, if you enjoy MonsterVerse content, definitely consider subscribing. I post all kinds of content all the time. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit about the world of Godzilla and what the next steps for Godzilla cinematically over in Japan actually are.
The Atomic Theory.
Okay guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about this article here called Godzilla Shared Universe on the Way from Toho. This is actually a 3-year-old article at this point, so you can imagine that the timetable for what is going to be said in this article has changed a little bit.
Timetable is moved.
This is a direct quote coming from a Toho executive on what his plans are, or what Toho's plans are for Godzilla following 2021, which is this year. It says, after 2021, we're thinking of a potential strategy that releases Godzilla movies uninterrupted at a rate of every 2 years. Although there is a preference for a yearly pace as well, the future of the series and its forwarding developments are very conscious of the method of shared universe. Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, etc. could all share a single worldview, much like a Marvel movie where Iron Man and the Hulk can cross over with each other. Shin Godzilla was a huge hit, but instead of thinking of doing the obvious idea of making a Shin Godzilla 2, instead think about a world that can be used for a long time. I'd rather make a world of Godzilla. Now there's quite a bit to unpack there in that quote, but the main takeaway for me obviously is the construction of the Godzilla shared universe, but we have to think about the timetable of when this article came out and when this quote came out. So this was May 21st, 2018, right at the height of the Infinity War hype. Infinity War had just released and we were approaching Avengers Endgame the next year, so the hype for the MCU was obviously at its peak, which obviously is influencing Toho to go ahead and pursue this shared universe concept, which I still think they're pursuing in full force, although I do think the timetable has definitely probably moved on a lot of that stuff due to the coup and due to a lot of the stuff that's going on around the world right now. But it's interesting here to see that Toho is indeed pursuing their own Godzilla shared universe alongside the MonsterVerse. And what does this mean for the MonsterVerse? Well, to me, I think it means that by the time the Godzilla shared universe over at Toho starts up, the MonsterVerse could very well be wrapping up. And why do I think that? Well, we take a look at Godzilla vs. Kong, and while it was the most successful MonsterVerse movie of all time, there's a lot to keep in mind here, like the fact that many people really didn't know of the existence of the other MonsterVerse movies. The MonsterVerse is sort of a smaller shared universe with a much smaller audience, although it has been generally successful. So I do think there's going to be a few more movies coming, but I'm not sure that it will last quite as long as this World of Godzilla shared universe. I do think the World of Godzilla shared universe will end up overtaking the MonsterVerse in terms of success, probably in terms of fan selection as well, because I think over time, as this universe sort of builds and expands its mythology, and we see, you know, the new version of Godzilla fighting the new version of Ghidorah, I think many people will like it a lot more than the MonsterVerse. And it's going to be a really interesting time for Godzilla. Obviously, it'll be really good for this channel as well, and it'll be just a really good time to be a Godzilla fan. So I'm excited for the World of Godzilla shared universe to start up, because I do feel like we're sort of at the peak of the MCU hype, and I need a new shared universe with a new big event coming that I can get excited for. And it'll be nice to have this to go alongside something like, you know, Secret Wars over at Marvel. But you guys drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the idea of this World of Godzilla shared universe. Let me know what you think about the idea of this competing or being side by side with the MonsterVerse. And for this video, that's all I got, guys. So be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and until the next video, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.
The Atomic Theory.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.